Day one. Day one. What are you doing?
I messed up.
Welcome to our first day at Whistler. So we started off our morning early as we wanted to get there by 8:15, which is when the lift opened, and already there was a super long line, but we were excited and the line moved pretty fast. And in no time we were able to take the creekside gondola all the way up. After getting off the gondola, we strapped up for our first lift, and again there was a line, but it moved pretty fast.
Line up with the load here, line. Down.
Wow. The blues of the skies mixed with our smiles up high made for a really great time. And a great start, which was ethereal and blissful. And when you're out in Whistler, it was kind of like a community to see a lot of people who were also thrill seekers, adventure lovers from all different levels, and just seeing the sheer size and length of these runs was crazy and adrenaline pumping. After getting off the lift, Andrew gave everyone a snowboard basics, and then it was time to go.
Nice, Carol. Let's go. Okay, Kevin. Yeah. Hey, we gotta go check in on Kevin. How are you, my guy?
After a couple more runs, we were pretty tired and it was time to slide on into lunch. And so we stopped by the lodge to pick up a pretty pricey lunch, but hey, they got to get the food up there somehow. After lunch, we were ready to head over and go to the peak-to-peak gondola, which would take us from Whistler to Blackcomb. After getting off the gondola, we did a couple of green runs before wanting to stop by 7th Heaven, which was a route that Andrew's previously been on, and we also googled some images and it looked beautiful. But little do we know that this was so high up, our heads were literally above the clouds, or even sometimes probably in a cloud. And coming down was pretty difficult. Some of the turns are super sharp, as well as the route itself was relatively narrow with not a lot of support and a lot of people coming by. Luckily, the visibility today was pretty awesome and we could see relatively clearly compared to what we'll expect to see for day 2, but we just took our time and slowly made our way down. Afterwards, we grouped up with everyone again to do a couple more runs together before we downloaded, as the last lift going down, I believe, was at 3:30.
Y'all see that?
I regretted the Coke. They came up a little bit on one of the faults.
The Coke?
Yeah.
12 hours each day.
We knew the dim sum would come in so clutch. Afterwards, everyone kind of did their own thing to rest up. I took a bath, and then we started prepping for dinner. Tonight was all you could eat hot pot with spicy and non-spicy lamb, beef, pork. And then here are some clips of Calvin losing an odds challenge of having to eat lettuce with hot pot soup base. And afterwards, we made sure we made full use of our amenities by hitting up that entertainment room again for more games of billiard before we all turned in the night and prepped for day 2. We started the day a little bit later, but much of it was the same except for the fact that
Today it is a hot snow year. So I fell.
Anyways, after that, much of day 2, we split off into our own groups so that we could do our own thing. Andrew took Calvin and I up on a pretty low visibility run, which was really scary, and so other than the small clips that I have from here, that pretty much rounded out day 2.
How was your Whistler experience?
I'm dying.
I'm alive!
I'm always back.
It's the same brain.
After resting up a bit, we decided to head to Whistler Village to celebrate our last night and eat a nice meal together.
We're gonna go get some food now. I'm hungry.
Most of the restaurants in Whistler Village required a reservation, so luckily we found a pizza and pasta place, which took us with no reservation. Pasta and pizza were pretty average, but then we hit up crepes for dessert, and this was the highlight of the night. Oh, and also the fondue is pretty good. Who knew kiwis and chocolate go together?
Ramen and exploding kittens.
For our last morning, we decided to cook off everything we had left over in the fridge, as well as getting some Tim Hortons.
This would work perfectly.
Oh, you're so spoiled.
How do people do it with like one? They go like,
I don't know. I can't do it. Oh no. Oh, okay.
Nice.
And with those bellies, we left Whistler and headed back to Vancouver to eat again.
You notice?
He does.
Is he falling asleep?
No.
Looks like he is.
He does look really tired. Kevin.
Lunch in downtown was South Castle Korean restaurant where we got some Korean stew as well as some Korean blood sausage soup. Wasn't a big fan of those, but it's okay, still delicious. And then we headed up to go to a coffee shop, grab some sweets, explore downtown, stretch our legs before we started the drive back home. And so here are the totals for the days covered in this video. Most of the cost was covered on our first day in Vancouver where we bought a lot of groceries and had the best dim sum, and so I'll link the video to that if you haven't seen it already. And with that, thank you everyone for watching, and I'll catch you next week.
After the bus ride?
I blame Andrew.
Huh? You blame Andrew for the bus?
Why do you blame me? I literally told everybody here that everybody is gonna have a hard time skiing 2 days in a row.
I
I didn't complain about the skiing. I'm talking about the bus.